Wang Lin just went up against a second-step expert, someone who by every conventional measure should be able to erase him without effort, and instead of running or brute-forcing it, he schemed his way through it. Renegade Immortal episode 152 is exactly the kind of fight that shows why this character has survived as long as he has. Let's get into it. Quick reminder of where we are. We're deep in the Thunder Celestial Realm, the same dangerous territory that's already cost Wang Lin blood and given him plenty in return, from tearing into the Thunder Furnace to tricking an illusory Yin elder out of a rare technique, to claiming another cultivator's Tao in a pure battle of understanding. Every step through this realm has forced him to operate above his actual level, relying on patience and misdirection instead of raw strength, because raw strength was never something he could rely on here. Now the realm throws its biggest name at him yet. The Blood Ancestor, a second-step expert whose reputation is serious enough that just being in the same territory as him is dangerous for most cultivators, let alone crossing paths with him directly. This is not a fight Wang Lin wins through raw power, and the show doesn't pretend otherwise for a second. A second-step expert operates in a completely different category of strength, the kind of gap where a straightforward clash would end things almost instantly in the Blood Ancestor's favor, no drawn-out battle. Just an immediate and decisive mismatch. So instead of meeting him head-on, Wang Lin does what is always done best. He schemes. That's the real heart of this episode, and it's worth slowing down on, because the appeal of Wang Lin as a character has never really been about how hard he can hit or how much raw cultivation is stacked up. It's about how well he understands a person standing across from him, how patiently he sets things up long before the other side even realizes a trap is being constructed around them. Facing someone at the Blood Ancestor's level forces that skill set into overdrive. There's no room for error against an opponent who can end the fight in a single exchange if given the opening, which means every move Wang Lin makes here has to be deliberate, calculated, and quietly building towards something the Blood Ancestor doesn't see coming until it's already far too late to react. Watching that unfold is genuinely tense in a different way than a normal power-scaling fight tends to be. It's less about who's stronger in the moment and more about who's actually in control of the situation underneath the surface. And for most of this encounter, that answer isn't obvious even to the viewer. The Blood Ancestor has the overwhelming strength advantage on paper, but Wang Lin is playing a much longer game than a single confrontation, and the show smartly leans into that uncertainty instead of resolving it too quickly or too cleanly. What makes this land even harder is the context surrounding it. Wang Lin isn't just fighting for his own survival here. His time in the Thunder Celestial Realm has already tied him directly to the chosen Immortal clan and their long, brutal history of being enslaved by the Celestials who rule over this territory. So a confrontation with someone as significant as a Blood Ancestor isn't happening in isolation. It's connected to the much larger conflict he's already stepped into, whether he fully intended to or not, which raises the stakes of this fight well beyond a simple survival scenario. It's also worth pointing out how far this puts Wang Lin from where he started. This is a character who began his journey with a crippled soul, dismissed by nearly everyone around him as having no real future in cultivation at all. Every major moment in his story since then has been defined by him finding a way to survive and eventually thrive against people who never should have had to take him seriously in the first place. The Blood Ancestor is simply the latest and most dangerous name on that growing list. Except this time the gap in power isn't measured in stages. It's measured in an entire cultivation realm's worth of difference. That Wang Lin can even engage meaningfully with someone at that level, let alone come out of it with a real scheme in motion, says everything about how far he's actually grown. So what does this mean going forward? First, successfully scheming against a second-step expert and coming out ahead, even partially, is going to change how seriously the forces in this realm take him from this point forward. Word of something like that doesn't stay contained in a world built on hierarchy and reputation, and I'd expect this to shift alliances or force other powerful figures to reconsider whether Wang Lin is someone worth underestimating any longer. Second, this feels like it's building toward a much larger confrontation with the Celestials themselves, given how directly Wang Lin has already involved himself in freeing people from this realm rather than simply passing through it. This episode is a strong reminder of what makes Wang Lin such a compelling protagonist. He has never been the strongest person in any room he walks into, not once, but is consistently the person who understands a room better than anyone else standing in it, who treats every disadvantage as a puzzle to be solved rather than a wall to run into head first. Against someone like the Blood Ancestor, that difference in approach isn't just interesting characterization, It's the entire reason he's still alive to keep telling this story. If you want a full breakdown of who the Blood Ancestor actually is, or what his scheme really involves step by step, let me know in the comments and I'll cover it in the next video. Subscribe so you don't miss episode 153, and I'll see you in the next one.